Y'all, the mess surrounding Kim Kardashian just got a whole lot deeper, and if you thought Kanye West was done exposing her, think again. Baby, he's just getting started. Kanye is now spilling tea about Kim's alleged long-term involvement with Diddy's shady activities. And when I tell you the internet is shaking, I mean it is straight up crumbling. And child, if I had to hear about this against my will, then so do you, because this rabbit hole goes way deeper than we ever thought. According to Kanye, Kim and her mama Kris Jenner have allegedly been cashing in on Diddy's freaky underground lifestyle for years. And y'all, Kanye says it is so bad that he didn't even want Kim to have custody of their kids after the divorce, because he knew she had plans to exploit them too, especially North. Kanye claims Kim's whole brand is built on exploiting herself, and now she's allegedly gearing up to do the same with her kids. Now, initially, people wanted to say Kanye was just bitter and making things up because he's mad about the divorce. You know how people are, calling him crazy and dismissing him as jealous. But when folks started putting two and two together, baby, it started to make a scary amount of sense. Remember that disturbing Balenciaga photo shoot Kim did? The one where little kids were dressed up in bondage-inspired outfits? Those images had kids surrounded by wine glasses, beer koozies, leather harnesses, and duct tape. It was straight up sick, and yet Kim, a mother of 4, had no problem being involved. She barely even addressed it when the backlash hit, and even after all that noise, she kept working with Balenciaga like it was no big deal. And Kanye said, well duh, because she's one of them. According to him, Kim's connection to that world runs way deeper than just modeling gigs. He even posted on social media calling the Kardashians out, saying, "The Kardashians are workers and they exploit the black children they strategically produce." Baby, that is not a light accusation, and Kanye wasn't done yet. In another post, he straight up said he was convinced his children were in danger of being dragged into a ring. He even claimed Kris Jenner signed off on Kim's tape with Ray J. Now, we already knew Kris was grimy for that, but this new mess takes it to a whole other level. Then TikTok started doing what TikTok does best, and people dug up even more receipts. A creator by the name BB the Songwriter broke down the money trail, and baby, it is a mess. Turns out Kris Jenner allegedly set up a church called California Community Church. All the rich and famous had to pay a hefty membership fee and donate a percentage of their income to it. Sound innocent? Think again. Because according to sources, Diddy was allegedly funneling hush money through this so-called church. His manager, Lou Taylor, who also has deep ties to Britney Spears' conservatorship mess, was on the board. Lou Taylor allegedly used the church to launder payments to silence Diddy's victims. They disguised it as charity donations for women and children, but really, it was payoffs to keep mouths shut.
So, Lou Taylor apparently is paying off, allegedly, some of Diddy's victims from this slush fund through some church fund, okay? Not only that, Kim Kardashian mama has been making these girls pay 10% tithes to some church that Lou Taylor and her husband is basically owner, co-owner, or whatever.
Now tell me why. 24 hours before Diddy's house got raided, Kim suddenly unfollowed him on social media. Like, girl, the math is mathing way too hard right now.
For y'all, 24 hours before the raid, Kim Kardashian decides to unfollow Diddy, right? Well, come to find out, this person by the name of Lou Taylor is apparently Diddy's manager. And this Lou Taylor woman is also on the board of Hillsong's church home.
And if you think Lou Taylor's name sounds familiar, that's because it should. She was one of the key players behind Britney Spears' nightmare conservatorship. Lou had Britney so drugged up on lithium that it wrecked her brain over time. Britney herself begged the court to hear her story, revealing how her family forced her to take heavy medication and stripped away her freedom for years.
Now, mind you, y'all remember the whole thing with Britney Spears? So come to find out, Lou Taylor, this gets deep, y'all, hold on.
I would honestly like to sue my family, to be totally honest with you. I also would like to be able to share my story with the world and what they did to me, instead of it being a hush-hush secret to benefit all of them. I want to be able to be heard on what they did to me. By making me keep this in for so long is not good for my heart. I've been so angry and I cry every day. It concerns me. I'm told I'm not allowed to expose the people who did this to me. For my sanity, I need you to the judge to approve me, do an interview where I can be heard on what they did to me.
And guess what? Kanye said they tried to do the same thing to him. He talked about how doctors tried to load him up on lithium after his split with Kim. He refused because he knew if he stayed on it, it would be used against him. The goal was to paint him as unstable and crazy, just like they did with Britney. This was not just pettiness or drama. This was allegedly a coordinated attack to control him and protect their own messy secrets.
They tried to medicate me. I was exhausted. They wrongly diagnosed me. And when I asked them, how much lithium did you want to put me on exactly? It took them 4 days to answer because they were embarrassed about the amount, right? And I refused to take this, right? You understand that if I had taken the medication, I would not be here, and it would have been, oh, he was deeply troubled. We miss him. We love his music, though.
But hold on, because it gets even nastier. Remember when Khloe Kardashian casually mentioned partying with Diddy, Justin Bieber, and Quincy Brown? She straight up said the party was wild and half the people there were naked. She laughed it off like it was nothing, but baby, knowing what we know now, it hits a whole lot different.
Dis. So who was with you this weekend? A bunch of my friends. Diddy, Quincy, Justin Bieber, so far so good. Montana.
I got on a plane at 5:30 a.m. Well, this party, I think half the people there were naked. You would have loved it.
Photos from Diddy's infamous white parties resurfaced too, and guess who's front and center? Miss Kimberly Kardashian herself, perched on a giant bed with Diddy and Paris Hilton, looking way too comfortable. That same bed was allegedly the freak-off hotspot. And it doesn't stop there. Other leaked photos show straight-up freaky scenes with people doing things you definitely don't want your kids seeing. And the craziest part? Some of those women involved were allegedly trafficked and trapped through rounds of IVF procedures to keep them compliant. It wasn't just partying, it was sick. It was criminal. And Kim was right there, smiling for the cameras. Now, the feds reportedly haven't arrested Kim yet because they are still building their case. They need undeniable evidence to bring her down the way they did Diddy, but sources are saying it is only a matter of time. Fans are not holding back. One person pointed out how Kim once did a questionable photo shoot with a teenage Justin Bieber under Diddy's guidance. Another dragged up how Kourtney allegedly hooked up with Justin too. The whole Kardashian empire is looking real grimy right now, and people are starting to wake up to just how deep the nastiness runs. Someone else said it best. How do you expect her to be ethical? Kim profited off her own tape, her businesses are shady, her relationships are shady, and even her family is shady. None of this should surprise anyone. And honestly, after everything that's been revealed, it is hard to disagree. Kanye might be loud, he might be messy, but sometimes the loud ones are the only ones telling the truth, even when it is ugly. And if everything he is saying is even halfway true, the Kardashians better lawyer up because, baby, the chickens are finally coming home to roost. What do you guys think about Kanye exposing Kim's alleged ties to Diddy's dark side? Do you believe she's really using her own kids to build her brand and protect these secrets? Or do you think this is just another wild conspiracy? Either way, this drama is not going away anytime soon, so make sure you hit that like button, subscribe for all the latest messy updates, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. Because honey, we are only scratching the surface, and you already know the next chapter is going to be even wilder.